Movies have always been about making the audience feel, and as artists for centuries have been, using color to bring them to the emotional level desired, and is unbeatable as a technique. This is why today, on the Dark Water channel, we will be diving into the use of color in film, its effect on the viewer, and giving examples of some of the most effective uses of it, in our opinion. This is The Color of Light. If you haven't seen our other videos in this series, I recommend you check those out first, then come back and continue this one, as some of the information in this video is going to rely on your understanding of things like HSL and color theory. That being said, color and film are essentially synonymous with one another, as both of them rely on a single component to exist: light. The same way the human eye catches light to send signals to the brain, converting the waves into a visual of color, shape, and shade, cameras and their sensors/lenses do the same thing. As such, color is a core component of human perception, emotion, and understanding of reality. A stoplight is always red, a school bus always yellow. But what about movies? In film, certain colors are prominent in their use to describe specific states of mind without words, conveying a concept as immediately and easily as possible. Like the stoplight and school bus in reality, the goal is to make it second nature to associate the color with a concept. A great example of this comes from the film The Color Out of Space, starring Nicolas Cage. Where an indescribable eldritch alien from H.P. Lovecraft's story of the same name takes root on the property of a rural family, slowly manipulating their genetics to turn them into something non-human. In order to convey the concept of an inconceivable, eldritch horror, director Richard Stanley utilized the most unnatural hue of light he could think of: magenta. Magenta is a man-made color, developed in 1859 by French chemist Francois-Emmanuel Vergoun, and so doesn't appear in nature. This was a great idea on behalf of Richard, as he had essentially, subtly conveyed the feeling that something wasn't natural regarding the titular color out of space. However, it is also possible to utilize color for a different purpose. Rather than association with a character, it can become associated with the feeling. In the Oscar-winning film Schindler's List, director Steven Spielberg used black and white to create an appearance of authenticity without relying on actual time-accurate cameras. A good reason behind this was the planned use of only a single color in the entire film: red. Featured in the promotional poster, a little girl's red jacket remains the only source of color during the movie, seen twice in the story. It allows the viewer to follow the path the little girl takes in the first instance, an easy thing to do when they are the only vibrant thing on screen. The second instance is a much darker reveal of the nature of war and consequence of complacency during genocide. These are some hard-hitting things, conveyed through what is considered one of the most aggressive colors in the spectrum, a creative choice on the behalf of director Spielberg. The result? Viewer association of the color red with the theme of the film, in a simple yet powerful visual way. Similarly to this, for those of you keeping up with Amazon series Fallout, there was a scene that really caught my attention in the latest episode, as of this recording. As such, if you aren't caught up, this is your official spoiler warning. Ella Purnell's Vault Dweller character, Lucy, appears in one scene opposite her father, played by Kyle MacLachlan, as they share a dinner together. However, instead of her usual vault suit, Lucy is wearing a yellow dress. This was interesting to me, since the color yellow is associated with joy, creativity, but also enlightenment and caution. I believe the latter meanings were the ones being evoked by the color during the scene, as the palpable tension between father and daughter lacks any joy given the underlying character dynamic. However, the two pretend to be joyful during the scene, making the dress a possible display of joy, whereas the woman beneath it feels cautious or realizes the manipulation occurring. So, if color is capable of conveying the abstract, the thematic, and the character's motivations, what about a lack of it? In Denis Villeneuve's Dune Part 2, Harkonnen warrior Feyd-Rautha, adapted to the screen very well by actor Austin Butler, duels a hero in a gladiatorial arena on his homeworld. a desolate place where the sun emits grayscale light. The scene is brutal, yet very, very interesting to the eye, since the rest of the film appears in color. The audience is aware that this is a product of the Harkonnen star, so it makes the Harkonnen characters all the more understandable, as for the first time we are visually being showed the world they call home, deepening their culture for the audience to further immerse themselves in the world and the plot. Thank you so much for watching this video. We love making these and sharing them with you all. So consider subscribing if you aren't already, as it will help us notify you of new episodes and other exciting new content coming soon. With all that, we'll see you in the next one.